Hi, I'm Teacher Patty, and I'm a teacher from Options for Learning. And this week I read the story Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. And it's a fun story, just a silly story. If you're not familiar with Dr. Seuss, his stories are just for fun. They are silly. A lot of words are just made up. He uses a lot of rhyming words, which is great for language and literacy skills because his images actually show the words that rhyme. So this story has a lot of rhyming words, just like most of his stories. But what the great thing is that they have the picture. So since a lot of your young children can't actually read the words, they can identify the images. So he asks him, would you like them in a house? So your child sees the house. Or would you like them with what's that? Who's sitting there? A mouse. So you're introducing them to rhyming words. House and mouse rhyme. And then another image they show, would you like them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? So box and fox rhyme. So the story has a lot of rhyming words and the images, and it's just a fun story. So I thought a fun way to bring rhyming, a rhyming game or activity to your house would be drawing pictures and playing a game. So you can draw pictures from the story and have your child recall the images that rhyme. So you could draw a house. Do you remember what was in the house with that other guy in the story? He asked him, would you eat them in a house or would you eat them with a mouse? So those are rhyming words. So you'll draw those images with your child. Okay, house, and you can write the word, and mouse, and then write the word on the bottom. House and mouse. Okay, let's see, what else do we remember? He asked him, would you eat them in a box? So then you draw the box and write the word. Would you eat them with a fox? And then you write the word. And if you are not a good artist, I know I'm not the greatest artist. This isn't a fox. But if you don't think it looks like a fox, don't worry. Your child will know that's a fox because while you're drawing it, you're discussing it. Remember, what did the fox look like? And your child might say, oh, it was red. Okay, let's use a red marker. And he had pointy ears. And you draw the pointy ears. So even if you think, that does not look like a fox to me, we're always thinking, criticizing our own work. But your child will think it's a fox and they'll see it as a fox. They'll see the representation of a fox there. So it's okay if you don't think you're a great artist. Your child will be able to identify that that's a fox. And if you want to do other rhyming words, it doesn't necessarily have to be from the story. You can draw simple images that you know how to draw, like a tree and a bee. So those were not in the story, but if you know how to draw them because they're a little bit easier, you can do that too. You can do any rhyming words. And you can add the word on the bottom, and that's a great way to introduce them to language, writing, identifying and reading. Because your child identifying that this is a tree, that is a reading skill. They are reading. That's pre-reading skills because they're identifying the image. So even though they might not know how to read tree, they know this is a tree because of the picture. And then you're just introducing the words, the letters that write out tree. So after you draw your pictures, any pictures you want, like I said, then you can tape them around your house. So you can have your child, let's tape all these pictures around the house. and have them, low where they can reach them. So they can be on the couch, on the table, on a toy, put on the dinosaur, anywhere you want in the house. And, let your child tape them around and run around. They're going to have fun just taping them in the environment. And then you can say, okay, go pick a word. Just pick one word because we're going to pick the rhyming word. So let's pretend they picked B. Okay, B. Do you remember what rhymes with B? What sounds like B? It has to sound alike. B and then they'll say, maybe they'll say tree, or maybe they'll say house. Your child might say, oh, sounds like, I think it's house. I think it's house. And they get the house. And you don't want to discourage them just because those are not the rhyming words, but you can, talk them through it. Say, let's see, bee and house. Do you think those sound alike? Bee and house. And they might say yes, and they might say no, but you're talking them through it. Let's see, what else could sound closer? What word can sound closer to bee? House. House has an S. See the S? And bee doesn't have an S. Bee. How about tree? So you're going to talk them along with the words tree, bee, and they'll say, oh yeah, that sounds alike. Those sound more familiar, like similar. So like I said, your child might not get it right away. It's a learning process, but you're introducing it. So that's why we read these stories, these silly stories. We sing those songs with rhyming words. We talk about, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. All those are just fun little stories and poems to encourage your child to learn literacy. So rhyming is part of literacy. So that's why I thought this activity would be fun for them to do. And also it promotes their reading skills because they're identifying the pictures, and they're introduced to rhyming words, and they're also developing their memory skills, because for these pictures that are from the actual story, the house and the mouse, they're recalling, what happened in the story. So those are all great skills for your child to start learning. And it's just a fun game. Like I said, just have fun with language and your child will start to pick it up. So don't worry if they don't get the concept right away the first time. No, it's okay. It's a process and they'll get it eventually. Okay. So it's just for fun. Don't quiz them on it. Don't tell them they're wrong or not. That's not right. We're just having fun with language. And that's what it is. That's all these little games and these little stories is to have fun with language. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed this idea and I hope you do it at home with your child, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.